Middle school science teachers, you'll be so excited about today's sponsor, Explore Labs. It encourages kids to solve through science. Stay tuned at the end of the show to learn how their free fire forensics lab can excite your kids about learning while aligning with next generation science standards. 7 productivity power tools for the busy educator, episode 227.
The 10-Minute Teacher Podcast with Vicki Davis. Every weekday, you'll learn powerful, practical ways to be a more remarkable teacher today.
Today, we're talking with one of my dear friends, Dr. Frank Buck. He's really a productivity guru for education leaders. And we're going to talk about 7 productivity power tools for the busy educator. So, Frank, what is your first tool?
First and foremost, Toodle-Do. That's my task manager. That's where everything that I have to do lives. And I'm surprised that it doesn't get nearly as much press as it deserves. It is a free tool. It's web-based. I can add to it with my voice. It includes a large note field for each task, which is free, whereas a lot of other tools, you have to pay for that. I can forward emails to it, so that helps me keep my email inbox empty. I can move unfinished tasks en masse to a future day. It is a great tool. It's sort of like my brain. Couldn't live without it.
Okay, what's your second one?
Most people would say Evernote, but I'm not going to say Evernote because everybody knows Evernote. But for everybody out there that's either using Evernote or they're using OneNote, Task Clone. This is a wonderful tool. It's about $15 a year, but it integrates either Evernote or OneNote with your digital task manager. So let's say that I'm in a workshop and I'm taking notes in Evernote. And as I'm taking notes, I think of some things that I want to do following that workshop. Well, I just continue to take those notes right there in Evernote, but put a little checkbox in front of those things. Before I close down, I just simply tag that note, Task Clone, and then magically those things with the checkbox beside them appear on Toodle-Do on the day that I want to see them, and then the little attached note is a link that takes you right back to the note in Evernote. Fabulous tool. It's a must-have if you use Evernote or OneNote.
It is truly a remarkable, in some ways, secretary. I mean, it just takes care of putting things where they need to go. Okay, what's your third?
The third one is if this, then that. In the world of productivity, one of the mantras I keep hearing is eliminate, delegate, automate. Teachers are pretty good at the first one, looking at things that just don't need to be done and getting rid of them. Most teachers are also pretty good at delegating, especially those master first grade teachers. So you go in their classroom at the end of the day and 20 kids are doing 20 different jobs. Everybody helps. But the third one, automate, is really our opportunity for growth. And if this, then that does that, because it allows different services to work together. For example, Instagram and Twitter. When I put something on Instagram, I'd like the same thing to go on Twitter. But instead of having to do double duty, I just have a little applet that I've created, and if this and that says, if I post to Twitter, if I post to Instagram, rather, then post to Twitter. Some other things that I have on there are on Twitter when I see really good articles, links to articles, but I'm usually reading those on my phone, and I'd really like to read the article when I get back to my computer desktop. So how do I hang on to all those little links? Well, I just have a little applet that I created that says, if I like a tweet, then send it to Toodle-Do. So all I have to do is just click the little like button, and then there's a task that's sitting over on Toodle-Do, so I can just forget about it, work through my Toodle-Do list, and there it is for me. Some other things. If I add something to my Google Calendar, then send my wife an email, and that automatically keeps her updated on some of the things that I'm doing. So it has so many features, does so many things, and I used to not teach it in workshops because I thought it would be too difficult for people to understand, but I have been dead wrong. People eat it up.
Well, and if you're looking for home efficiency, I actually use it. I have a Philips Hue at my house. It takes sunset time and it starts powering down one of my lights because I tend to work too late. So at sunset, I know I have about another 30 minutes, and that changes throughout the year. And I just love it because it kind of helps me keep my clock straight, my internal clock. Okay, what's our fourth?
Okay, the fourth and fifth help me with my writing. The fourth one is a website called Hemingway App, like the writer. So this free site does more to clean and tighten my writing than anything I can think of. You copy and paste your draft into that site and then just check your ego at the door because it turns all these sentences different colors. It flags sentences that are hard to read. It flags passive voice. It flags words that it suggests that you simply eliminate. And when I start working through that and start resolving the suggestions it's making, my writing actually really is a lot better. And then the next one, Vicki, I don't know about you, but I cannot proofread my own writing. My brain tells my eyes what I meant to say, not what I said. And even if I read my stuff out loud, no, my eyes they say what I meant, not what I wrote. But I have a little Chrome extension called Voice instead. So while I'm there at that Hemingway app and I've got things cleaned up, I just highlight the whole thing, right-click, and in the little menu will be Voice instead, and it reads it back to me. And when I hear someone else reading it, I catch everything, but it's just simply a little Chrome extension called Voice instead that you can just get from the Chrome store.
Those are two great tools, and we'll just add one little caution that the Hemingway app is not like Google Docs. It does not save it for you. So if you close the web browser without copying it, as my students have learned, because we love Hemingway, it's a fantastic way to teach, making writing more concise. Okay, what's our sixth?
Number 6 is IG Home. Back several years ago, a lot of us used to have those iGoogle pages as our personalized home pages. I loved it. But then Google discontinued it, and right about that time, someone created IG Home to really fill that void. So here's what happens. When I open my browser, right there, staring me in the face, is my Google Calendar, Toodle-Doo, and Gmail side by side. Right below it is the weather forecast for the day, the local news and the national news. Beside that, I have an electronic sticky note where when I just need to pay something electronically, I have commonly used bookmarks. I really think of it as my internet organizer because really all of my internet-based tools are in some way connected to that ighome.com homepage, and I can get to it from anywhere. So I love it. Couldn't live without it.
And so we don't have to complain about iGoogle going away. We can use this. Of course, there's NetVibes and PageFlakes, but I'm really intrigued by using this.
I used NetVibes. I liked it, but the IG Home I like even better. And what I tell people is good tools come and good tools go, but usually good tools are replaced by better tools. So don't worry about it because something better is coming along. Just watch for it.
Okay, what's our last one?
The last one, Vicki, is spreadsheets. If I had to point to one tool during my professional career as the biggest game changer, it would be that. I'm so glad that back in 1987, that long ago, 30 years ago, I read some little chapter in a book about using AppleWorks spreadsheets, and I had this epiphany. I thought, I could put my grade book on this thing. And suddenly, I was no longer spending one Saturday out of every 6 hand averaging grades and getting them ready to go onto report cards. Huge game changer. And the thing I would say to that busy educator is not that you necessarily have to go out and become the Excel guru, because I'm certainly not, but just start to formulate the question that, here's the problem that's in front of me. I wonder if maybe Excel or Google Sheets would do X, Y, Z, because once you've got the question, there's probably a sharp student that could find the answer for you. And I'm still running into situations where I don't know the formula, or if there is a formula to do the particular thing that I want done. So all I do is just Google it. I put the word Excel in the Google search plus whatever it is I'm looking for, and somewhere in the world somebody else has had the same problem, the same question, has posed it on some bulletin board, and somebody else somewhere else in the world, a lot smarter than I am, has come up with the answer. Just copy and paste it and change the little cell references, and you're good to go. So that's my number 7, spreadsheets.
Well, remarkable educators, I think it's important that we all have productivity power tools. Do our students have productivity power tools? I'm amazed at how many students don't know how to set a reminder or how to set a calendar appointment or how to put things on a list. And these are some great tools that Frank has given us. And Frank tends to pick things that are very, very reliable and rock solid. So if you need a place to start, these are awesome. But the big thing is, do you have a place to put your calendar? Where are you going to put your notes? Where are you going to have your reminders and your to-do lists? Because we all need these essential things so we can be productive in today's modern world. Thank you, Frank. Explore Labs has a fantastic way to help students understand fire dynamics, and fire behavior. Check out their free fire forensics kit. Students can read a fire scene and build a claim for the fire's location of origin and cause. Just think about solving a mystery and learning science. Now, this lab is completely free, and it's a ready-to-use resource and meets next-generation science standards. So go to coolcatteacher.com/fire lab. That's coolcatteacher.com/FIRELAB to sign up and get your free fire forensics kit today. What a fun way for middle school science teachers to teach and explore with kids.
Thank you for listening to the 10-Minute Teacher Podcast. You can download the show notes and see the archive at coolcatteacher.com/podcast. Never stop learning.